So today is the first day of meteorological winter. In meteorology, we define the seasons by average temperatures. So by the averages, December, January, and February are the three coldest months of the year. These are your average highs. By the time we get into January, it'll be at about 48 degrees for most of the month of January. But by the time we get into February, we already start to see those temperatures climbing before we move into meteorological spring as we get into the March season. So what can we expect during the winter season? Well, it is typically our wettest season of the year. So I wanted to show you average rainfall by month. I know we were just talking about how we had the second driest fall on record. Well, fall is typically dry, but just exceptionally dry this year. Going into winter, though, notice how December has 5 inches of rain. January, February, March, April all still have 4 to 4.5, almost 5 inches of rainfall. If you add December, January, and February together, it is our wettest by average season of 14.57 inches. Now, will we get all of that this year? We'll have to wait and see how El Nino ends up influencing our pattern. Our average winter snowfall during December, January, and February comes to a total of about 3.6 inches. Considering that our average is 4.6 inches for the entire season, that means that 78% of our average seasonal snowfall happens during the next 3 months. And again, will we end up seeing that? Keep in mind that the impacts of El Nino really don't start to kick in until later in the winter or into the spring season. So December may very well continue the pattern that we've been having, warm and dry. But as we go into late December, Todd and I were just talking about this earlier today, we might see things start to change based on analog years. We were kind of talking about this a little bit earlier. It looks like if you follow the analog years, we might see colder and maybe snowier conditions, but into January. You have to wait a little bit longer.
Yeah, Cassie, we were going back and forth. We always do this as weather team chatting. Cassie is always looking at a lot of weather info. So is Becca and Tavian. And you were mentioning that analog year, 87, 88.
Yep.
One of the other ones. So, yeah, that's a little bit of a race flag.
Yep, we'll be keeping a close eye on that for you.
Keeping